Hello everyone, I am Surrenderlot the Awesome, and I'm back, and I'm ready to look at some more r/InsaneParents. But before I get started, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and if I can't convince you, perhaps this picture of my cat with my kitten will convince you. Without further ado, let's get to this. So this first post here says, my dad told me and my mom to come home immediately because of an emergency. The emergency was that my sister had asked to borrow his car. This is what he texted us afterwards. And this person here says, I am closing all the accounts and taking all the money. I block all the credit cards too. For starts, just see your BOAs. And you are on your own for tuition and rent and everything. You have till tomorrow to leave the house too. And I want all the money that you spent on the credit cards from the time you got them so far too. Wow. What a wonderful way to start. Immediately with a 50 out of 50, and probably something that's highly illegal. On to the next post. This next post here says, I am 22 years old, living on my own with my husband, and my dad still wants to control what I do. And this person here says, I saw something on Facebook that you liked. It bothers me that you liked it. What is it? Blake posted about being unbaptized. Why'd you like that? Okay, now I'm just envisioning that those parts of Austin Powers where Dr. Evil, said with laser with air quotes. That's just what I'm envisioning now. Anyways, oh, I didn't realize that I must have liked it. Must have accidentally liked it while trying to click on something else. Anyways, do you agree with Blake's post? No. If you do, be mature enough to say that you do. Don't tell me that you don't just because you know that's what I want to hear. No, I don't agree with it. Okay, good. Can you go back and unlike it? Yes. I would suggest you do that. I just did. Okay, I'm gonna give this a 50 out of 50. Okay, something I would definitely recommend is stop kneeling to your dad's demands, okay? You're just letting him do this to you. And also, OP's dad, please your daughter's independent, okay? She's 3 years older than I am, and I'm 19 right now. Oh, and also, you really can't control what your daughter likes on social media or, how they are as a person once they're 22 years old at this rate. This next post here says, my mother's Facebook, indirect Facebook post about her 18-year-old boyfriend, backstory in the comments, and this person here says, quote of the week, don't feel bad for making decisions that upset other people. You are not responsible for their happiness, you're responsible for yours. And the comments here from OP says, backstory. Last week was my sister's birthday trip. She turned 22 and I'll be 20 soon. It was a family trip only, so our mother, 41, would have finally spent time with us, and especially our younger sister, who is 12. She hasn't seen our younger sister since Christmas. She invited this 18-year-old guy with us, and disappeared with him for about 75% of this trip. She said that she could pay for his stuff, it was an expensive trip, but he was only able to spend about $200 for the entire trip. After I had already spent $270 worth of food, especially after she expected me to pay another $100 at the next food bill, she got upset that I didn't pay for her food as well. After the trip, my older sister and I gave it to her. During this trip, she cheated on her current boyfriend, brought along a stranger, didn't spend time with any of her children, got us kicked out from her ex-boyfriend's house, was loaned $1,000 of my money, expected me to pay for everything, and acted like she was 18 again for the entire trip. Wow, that's, quite a list there. She tried to tell us, age is just a number, but we weren't having it. TLDR, my mom cheated on her 29-year-old boyfriend with an 18-year-old kid during our family trip, got us both kicked out, and I no longer consider her my mother. It's been years of this stuff, and I'm not taking it anymore. Yeah, good on you, OP. I'm gonna give this here a 50 out of 50. Yeah, sure, you're responsible for your own happiness, but you do realize there are ways on how you could also be happy without having to make other people hate you, okay? This next post here says, Mom said she needs a nutritional life coach for her 12-year-old daughter. And this person here says, Ladies, my daughter, who is 12, has depression that manifests in emotional overeating. I am looking for a nutritionist, like nutritional life coach. She is not adapted to whole brain learning in a clinical setting, so I'm looking for someone who will work with her in the clinic. And then making a trip to the grocery store and reading the labels, etc., and planning a menu that would really be most beneficial for her. Here's a picture of my whole heart for attention. Wow. I'm gonna give this here a 40 out of 50. You are trying to deal with the symptoms, not the root cause of the problem. This next post here says, My mom just found out that I've been throwing away the ivermectin pills she's been giving me to take. I am diabetic, low immune system, and have had 2 Pfizer shots. She sent me another article after this exchange. And this person here says, You have been jabbed twice with spike protein. And from, this source here that, for research purposes, I ended up looking into and found out it's full of a bunch of Rona conspiracy theories. Anyways, this person goes on to say, Clotting sounds like fun. If you don't want any of it, just tell me. I never ever put it in the effing bin for F's sake. Grow up. I am sorry, I checked your pills. If I don't want to take a certain thing in the future, I will tell you. Marvelous. Maybe you can buy your own supplements from now on. I am not binning all of them, for F's sake. So, even after reading everything I've sent you, you still don't think you need ivermectin? I just don't want to take it, that's all. I could have told you, true, and I should have. You have been wasting our money putting it in the bin when those meds are needed by sick people. WTF. Blank and blank have the Rona. We don't have enough ivermectin to give them. Gee. Okay, this is getting a 50 out of 50 for, Rona conspiracy theories. Mate, just remember, the internet is as great as it is for, making it easier to get information, it's also made it easier to, spread disinformation and misinformation. Like for stuff like medical misinformation, like this here. This next post here says, My mom calls me racist because I don't like her boyfriend, who has done some seriously inappropriate stuff. And this person here says, You could have easily opened the garage door, blank. I'm sorry. I want you to be aware of your own racism. I'm going to assume that because blank is big, white, bald, and owns guns, that you might think that he's violent. Okay, and OP does have an explanation in the comments to make more sense of this here. So, OP says, Explanation. Some people have been asking what inappropriate stuff he has done or said, and I will try my best to say it without violating the guidelines. First off, he made some inappropriate comments regarding my sister, calling her a hot piece of A. Second, and more importantly, he made a very gross joke about my mother, more specifically about what he was going to do to her while she was intoxicated. I can't go further into detail without getting flagged, especially on the second point. Yeah, this is getting a 50 out of 50. Wow. That is just, ugh. Yeah. Mate, please, believe your children, okay? More than likely, at least 99% of the time, children are not lying about something like that. I think with that, that's gonna do it for today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.